So this is a file called choosing number of clusters. This is really the process that you need to go through before making the clusters, because you need to designate how many clusters is appropriate to analyze the data set. So what we sort of realized was that a K-modes clustering algorithm doesn't necessarily have a very general or easy way to determine the number of clusters. There are a lot of sort of methods that exist for k-means, such as the elbow or silhouette method. However, because there weren't any sort of general available methods to determine the number of clusters for k-modes, we decided to sort of take a derivative of apply the concepts from the elbow method and sort of determine what the good number of clusters are for our k-modes. So the first thing that we did was we imported the dataset from the Crimes in Chicago data folder in the dataset.csv. And then what we did was we basically looked at the centroids from each sort of number of clusters. So the number of clusters that we had were 5, 10, 25, and 50. And for each time we make a cluster, it provides a cost that's sort of embedded within the library that we're using. And then we can also examine the centroid labels. So over here you can see that the sort of clustering using 5 clusters has very sort of broad labels, and it isn't very descriptive enough in our opinion. For 2001 it's a bit better, and the cost is in fact lower than the cost of 5 clusters. And we sort of repeat this process for 25 clusters and 50 clusters, and what we found out was that while as you increase the number of clusters, the cost is great. When you sort of examine the centroids starting from like 25 clusters, you realize that there are a lot of like repeat categories. So you can see over here, like simple appears like more than 5 times, which to us denotes that these clusterings aren't that great, and it may be sort of looking at labels that are sort of too detailed, which is why we decided to use 10 clusters upon this analysis.